Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO.
Salute. This is BVO Boxing pulling up. I definitely got my man D Free in the house, Puerto Rican Prince. And of course, I got my man Prize in the house, man, aka Rico. But today's episode is definitely sponsored by Raycon, Raycon Global. Go to rayconglobal.com and get your headphones and as well as any type of audio needs. We also have, with Raycon, we also have Scooty Box as well, the electric scooter. So definitely check out rayconglobal.com. Also want to send a big shout out to another one of our sponsors, The Breakfast Box. Thank you guys so much. If you're in the Akron Kent area, make sure you stop by The Breakfast Box, home of the shrimp and grits, as well as their breakfast dog. Great place. Want to taste the Akron 3 years running. Definitely want to make sure you stop by The Breakfast Box. But today, man, we got a big subject today. We finally got Tank Davis to open his mouth and call out somebody who got a post. What you guys think about Tank Davis saying he want to fight Black Jesus? What you guys think?
I like it. I like it a lot.
Did you ever think we would hear this? Because his fans say, I wish we had one of his bootlicking fans up here because his fans say, you hating on Tank. You want him to move up and fight Devin. You hating on him. So why do his fans say stuff different than he say? What you guys think?
Because the fans don't know what the heck he's thinking.
Oh yeah.
But why now why does he do it now when Devin's going to welterweight? So he going to welterweight?
Yeah, but I mean, he's a clout chaser, man. What did you expect?
You got to understand. You got to know the sport of boxing. You got to know the history of the sport of boxing. All of these big fights that we won in the sport of boxing, they always happen roughly around 5 years after we want the fight to happen. You look at Sugar Ray Leonard versus Hagler. It happened roughly 5 years later. You look at Tyson versus Holyfield. It happened roughly 5 years later. You look at Floyd versus Manny. Floyd versus Manny, roughly 5 years later. Earl versus Bud, 5 years later. So it all of them happened roughly 5 years later from when we actually wanted the fight to happen. So I mean, it's part of history. You just look at it. The biggest fights that we won, they usually happen roughly around 5 years later from when they actually won it.
Salute to my brother Teach in the house, man. Appreciate you, man, pulling up. Hey, I'm just telling you this, man. Shout out to Tank. You know what? I take back every negative word I said about him ever in life. If he got the nuts to step in there with Devin the American Dream Haney, I got to give him his
credit.
Where
they gonna fight at BVO? I don't know why he said it because he's a welter. So Tank going to welterweight when everybody said that he was he didn't want to go to 40 and all that.
No,
Devin ain't
Tank
coming
never
down.
said that. His fans said that, not Tank.
That's what I said. I always went with Tank said. He said he didn't want to go to 40. He didn't like how I felt at 40.
So what you think he gonna do at welterweight?
Whatever he decides to do is what he decides to do. Wherever they fight at is where they fight at. I don't care. I'm not focused on where they're fighting at, when they're fighting. If the fight is happening, the fight is happening. We said we want to see the fight. That's one of the fights that people said they want to see Tank Davis fight next after he finished with this Lamont Road. Is he got to fight Shakur. He got to fight Keyshawn. He got to fight Devin. He got to fight Loma. Well, if he's fighting Devin, if he's saying that's the fight that he wants next after Devin finished with the Ryan fight, he said he doesn't matter if Devin wins or lose. As long as he looks good in the fight, he wants to fight Devin next. So if that is true and he's going to follow through with that, I don't care where they fight at. I don't care when it happens. As long as it happens, I don't care.
Yeah, it is.
Shout out to Tank, man. My bad, Crush. I gotta just give a brother some credit. Shout out to Tank Davis, man, for putting his big boy pants on. Shout out to Tank, man. Appreciate you, dog.
First of all, let's say this, right? Let's be ain't no picking on no big dog pants because ain't nobody scared of no damn Devin Haney. All right.
Hold on, we can't cuss, Crush. We can't cuss.
I didn't cuss, bro. I didn't cuss.
Go ahead.
I know it's cuss words, and I know what's not. I didn't cuss.
Go ahead.
I'm 55. I know what's cuss words. All right.
We good.
Relax, bro. Don't be nervous. You ain't gotta worry about that. I've been doing this before you was born. I got you. I know how to wordplay. All right. I got you.
All right, we got you, Pop. Go ahead.
But here's the thing. Boxing fans, y'all get on my making freaking nerves. Because y'all complain. At least the guy is trying to do something that some of y'all want to see. And then some of y'all say y'all don't want to see. So forget what he had already said. Worry about what he just said. This is what's wrong with y'all. Y'all like to live in the past. Y'all like to carry luggage with y'all. Like a relationship. Just move on. You always going back to the past instead of worrying about what was just recently said. That's why we always behind as people. We slow dance in the moonwalk in the mud and swamp. We don't care. I don't care about what was said before. I care about the most updated switch up. So, if y'all been paying attention to his interviews, which some of y'all don't, sadly, I have to say respectfully. Some of y'all don't pay attention. But if you pay attention to what he said in his last 3 videos, which they was good, we get to hear him talking a little more. He done said things that made us scratch our head in one interview, then make it clear in another interview. But the overall message is this. He want to take a different approach in life, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's here to get his money. He did have a list, right? The list was asked about. Now most of that list is gone, but there's still 3 around on the list, and that's what he want to do. Then when it's time to talk, then let it happen. Now, one thing about him, I never heard this man say he really want to fight and don't never fight him. So if he's coming out and saying, yeah, and he has said it, I'm gonna have to go up at a catch weight, but his whole thing when he was saying, I ain't comfortable, that meant shut the heck up. I do it when I'm good and darn ready, when I feel as though I'm comfortable. See, that's why I say as boxing fans, y'all be doing too much. We do not own these fighters. And my motto is, put some duct tape on your mouth, sit back, and let the business do the business. Because when you let the business take care of business and you stay in your lane and wait for business to get done, things get done. So it don't matter. I like the fact that he said it. And you know me, I'm going to hold him to the fire if it don't happen. I definitely am. So you ain't got to worry about that. Crusher saved the day for everybody. But I don't think that's going to have to be necessary. So, to that time coming, still other things they got to do. Cool. So let's see it. So I think if he get fight Dev, he get Shakur, and get BBO's favorite guy, T.O., then he can go off and run into the sunset. That's why he blew up the list, because ain't no 7. But it's a possible 3. Pay attention, people, pay attention. And that's all I got. I passed the mic, man.
I just want to know why he's doing it now when that boy done moved up to welterweight. That's just like, why are you
cloud chasing, man? He's
No,
cloud
I
chasing.
hear you, Crush, and I'm with you. And what you're saying is 100% right. I'm in the middle of it. I'm neutral with all of the brothers. You know how I feel. We talk privately. You know how I feel about Tank, Devin, Shakur, and the young brothers. And I can go on and on and on.
Well, I'll say this, Prize.
Why is he
Again,
doing it
privately,
now, BVO? That's my thing. Why now?
I just
the brother grew
answered
some
you, bro.
nuts,
You was
man. He
listening
grew
to
some
me.
nuts. Give him some credit, man. Give him some credit.
The bro was on his way out. He had a list. He's trying to give us some of the names he just said. Now, do you want him to do some of these names or you don't?
And but so is that meaning
wait, Prize.
Is he going to go up to 47 and fight Devin? That's crazy.
Doesn't matter.
He's going to be at a catch weight, but it don't matter. Let him get it.
Doesn't matter.
Damn.
It's either you want to fight or you don't.
We thinking too much as long as they get it done. The man said he'll do it whenever he do it. What color the trunks is going to be? We don't care.
Everybody
Yeah,
making
you're
a
right.
move.
You're right, Crush. I don't care. I do want to
That
see the
fight not
fight,
gonna
but I
happen.
just want to know
bro, you
why.
don't even answer all these questions
I know. I just want to know why now. But I think
because
that's a
he's young.
Same
legitimate
reason why we
question.
want to know why
Because he's
you
getting to
asking
the end of
questions.
his career, bro. I just said that.
Okay.
Don't people want to get some things done before? Don't people want to make money? Ain't Bud still the hell in boxing because he's trying to get a big check? So the man at this time in his career, he's on his way out and he's trying to give you fans a couple things you asked for. Yeah. That's why it don't matter as long as he's giving it to you.
I just feel like
I'll say, hold on, let me
sometimes the
say, let
ship
me
is
get in
sailed.
on this. Let me get in on this. What I'll say is this: I
I
get
get it,
what Crush is
Josh. I get
saying.
it, Josh.
I get what Crush is saying. Crush is right to an extent, but as fans, you can say what Pride is saying because there was so much brainwashing going on. You know, this is Beyonce's internet. On Beyonce's internet, I've heard nothing but people say Devin's too big for Tank. Tank's not gonna fight him. He missed his chance, blah blah blah. So it's not like we haven't been on Beyonce's internet hearing the same thing. So I'm not gonna fault Prize on that because he's absolutely right. We've been hearing so much talk. Oh, Tank will never fight him. Tank will do this. Tank will do that. But guess what, dog? It don't even matter because guess what? We see that Tank Davis then say, you know what? Guess what, y'all? I'm gonna fight Black Jesus. So there's no more talking. There's no more talking now. He fight Black Jesus, man. Salute to my man Ohio runs boxing, man.
I don't know who Black Jesus is, but
yeah, I don't know no Black Jesus. I ain't
but
calling the
if
man
he
no
fighting
Black
him,
Jesus.
he fighting Devin Haney. If he fights Devin Haney, I'll be happy. I don't know who Black Jesus is.
Y'all this with these idolizing men. Y'all got
Hold
this.
on, hold on. Crush, you going too far. We'll show we trying to have some fun. You going too far. You going too far, baby boy. We having some fun on this show.
But that's not fun, bro.
But I'll say this. I'll say this. The thing that's so great about this is that it's something to celebrate. And I'm really excited about it because when we talk about, you know, big time fights, there's a big time fight right ahead. And I also want to get into it before I bring my brother in Ohio runs boxing in. I wanted to bring something up that the great brother from Cleveland said. He said the only guys I won't fight are my blood brothers. What do you think about Abdul? Hold on, we got some audio. 1 second. Hold on, we got some audio. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Test. Okay. Okay. We heard Abdullah Mason say, "Hey, only guy I won't fight are my blood brothers," because we know Ishmael was stopping. But that's beside the point. What do you guys think about Abdullah Mason saying something like that after you just heard Shakur Stevenson say, "Hey, I'll never fight Keyshawn. I love him. I love Keon. I'll never fight those guys." What you guys think about that? Was that a shot?
No, it's not a shot. He's letting you know that it ain't no friends in boxing. We here to build our career. The only person I won't fight is my brothers. If you're not my blood brothers, then if you in my weight class and you in my way, you're gonna get knocked down or you're gonna get ran over. That's what I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this, man. My man Ohio runs boxing now he's a legend. You know, Ohio will go and sit in them sweaty gyms all day, man. So he know. What do you think
Salute.
about Abdullah saying that, bro?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yep.
Yep.
Mic check.
Okay.
Yep.
No, that's funny you said that. I actually talked to Abdullah and his dad a couple of years ago. I think it was about a year and a half ago. We had a discussion, and I wanted to make sure he had that type of mindset. I said, before he was on the radar, I said, there are going to be guys that's trying to say y'all friends. They're going to be guys that's just, trying to act like y'all close. And I remember his dad telling me, he said, nah, man, I'm going to make sure they understand that there's no friends in boxing. He don't have no friends. And I was happy to have that discussion with him because that was so important to me. I see that a lot, even on the social media scale, where I done seen fighters who are friends, they follow each other, and the moment their names are mentioned with each other, oh no, we cool, we ain't fighting. And I can see it. I can definitely see some of it unfolding. Like, oh man, he putting fire emojis under his videos when he get knocked out. Like, you see it, and they in the same division. So you got to put that fire out early. And I love the fact if y'all, some people don't even notice that Abdullah gets off the line when he got a fight coming. So you don't really see him posting or really saying too much when he got a fight coming up. So he has the right mindset. You got to have that type of mindset. And that even goes for, here's another fight that people ain't even, that even goes for Tiger. Tiger is from Cleveland. Abdullah is from Cleveland. If Abdullah go to 140 and Tiger's name is mentioned, he will fight Tiger.
Mm.
Cleveland versus Cleveland. If the money is right, I told him to make sure the money is right because I get tired of them making our Ohioans knock each other off, and there's no millions behind it. So I told them to do that. If the money is right and Tiger doing what he's supposed to do, I have no problem with Ohio versus Ohio, especially Cleveland versus Cleveland up in Cleveland. That would be huge. So, but it has to make sense. It has to both build up enough where the loser is still making $1 million or more. That's
I
what
mean,
it
you
has.
trying to set my man Tiger up. You know you can't beat up dude, man. You
No,
go.
it's not. But it's not even that. I mean, shoot, boxing is full of surprises, man. You just never know. I mean, how many times have we predicted something was gonna happen and it just didn't? Like, it just that
Went
boxing
the
is full
other
of
way.
surprises.
I ain't gonna lie, man. And I love Tiger. I love Tiger.
Yeah,
He from the east side. But you gonna need God himself to come down to, to help him beat up Tula Mason too.
yeah. Dula is
That's
another.
not
He's another animal, man. But go back to what you were saying though. He just him and his dad he made sure he
hmm
don't have no friends. They didn't even. Some of the things y'all don't even hear about. It was another guy that was a sparring partner, sparred with him a couple times. He couldn't wait to go around telling people they were friends. And Abdul was like, I don't even know them all like that. You know what I'm saying? To be saying
Yeah.
we friends, and people was asking if they're gonna ever fight. So it's you get a
And I
lot
got
of
a
that.
sting coming from a merman because this brother Abdullah don't talk, man.
Yeah.
but
So
let me ask you this. Oh, we got Tank Davis. Hold on. Let me get this man a good introduction. Shout out to the chairman himself, man. We got my man, the great Thomas Hill. Tank Davis is #1 fan in the house, man. What's going on? How you feeling, man? What you think about your boy Pikachu saying he wants to fight Devin Haney? What you think about that?
I think that when they line it up, as I've always told you, no matter how big his ass blow up to, and no matter how small Tank is, he gonna spark his ass. And you've never heard me say anything else other than that. And I ain't never been his biggest fan. See, I was gonna say something. I was gonna say something foul back, but I'm gonna let you rock out. Shout out Ohio Rise Boxing. Shout out
what's
my
good,
guy
man?
Prize Fighter. Shout out my main man D Free. Shout out Crush the mother legend. Shout out to the notorious BVO. Shout out to the chat too, man. I'm gonna let you rock.
Hey, and the thing I ask everybody, man, I'm gonna start with Ohio on this one. But what do you guys think about all the hate that my brother, man, Big Baby is getting, man? Because he put on a good performance. He was just real nonchalant. Why is everybody hating on this guy?
Man, you being funny.
No, I'm being serious. They hating on him. They hating on him.
Uh,
You said he put on
I
a good performance.
I was about to say that he ain't put on no good
You know
performance.
I
I
was
didn't see
sitting
a good
ringside.
performance.
You know I was sitting
He
ringside
beat
for that,
him.
bro. Nah, he did. Let me tell you this. He did. And I got the sources from behind the scenes and certain
Right.
things like that, man. I get uh he didn't do press conference. He was in the rush leaving. And to
hmm
me, from what I seen, it seems like he's self-sabotaging, bro.
Bro.
He's too talented to have that type of mental. He don't believe in himself, bro. I'm gonna keep it
Bro.
100. He really
Oh
don't
man.
believe in himself, or he's afraid of the spotlight, getting more famous, getting more recognition. And that played a part of that interview with Roy Jones. That wasn't fake, bro. There's guys who freeze up in those moments, especially in Ohio. They get spooked. And I'm gonna be honest. Y'all, because I'm gonna be 100. I even did it. There were opportunities I didn't turn down over years, bro, because I didn't know if I was ready. Uh,
Yeah.
Being in a humble mindset, and it's like, man, am I gonna change? Do I, am I still gonna be the same? You start overthinking when you shouldn't even be doing that. And it's a fact, man. That definitely happens. Some people get stage fright, or when you start getting more bigger, more people coming up to you, more people start praising you. I tell people all the time, I don't worry about the haters. It's the supporters that give me more pressure. It's the supporters that give me more pressure. They want me to. You should be doing commentating, Marcus. You should be. Man, they lift me up so darn high, so I can see where Jared comes from. But at the end of the day, it's about having confidence with yourself. You got to go through with it, but you can be an example too. Knowing what to do with your money, having the right people in your corner. Don't be so scared of it, but just embrace it. And that's what I'm learning too. So that's why I'm able to examine Jared and say those things, because I was in those footsteps as well, man.
But let me say this before I release it back to everybody. I think I'm gonna be honest. Ohio's my brother, and I love him, but he's been a little disingenuous. The thing that people don't understand about Jared, he don't love the game of boxing. Sean Porter didn't love the game of boxing. You don't have to love it. I think he can be successful and not love the game. I think he can be successful and not love the game. I think it's too much put on him loving the game. Um, everybody's not Muhammad Ali, bro. Everybody's not Roy Jones. Everybody doesn't live, sleep, eat boxing. But if you look at Jared Anderson, he got every tool that you want in a heavyweight,
Fact,
except in my opinion. Because
fact.
he a little bit kind of itty bitty for this generation of heavyweights. But he got everything you want. He can punch, got a great jab, great hook, good head movement, great feet. But just back to you guys, what do you guys think about all the hate that
I
the brother from Toledo is
He
getting
just
I
going?
don't have
think
the heart, BVL. He don't
I
got the
think the
heart.
one
You gotta have heart.
I think he's missing the most important part of all of that. The most important. I don't care if you at heavyweight or if you at butterfly weight. He's missing the mental. That's what he's missing. He doesn't have the mental to be successful at heavyweight, let alone any other weight class. Because the one thing about heavyweight, all of those guys can punch. So if your mental is not 100% there and you get hit with a big shot, are you going to check out at that fight, or are you going to push through and say, you know what, I'm stronger than this? That's the mental that puts you through. You can be getting beat. We saw Sugar Ray Leonard versus Hearns. Sugar Ray Leonard was getting beat the entire fight. His mental carried him all the way through to that 15th round where he knocked Hearns out. It's the mental. If you don't have the mental, you're going to fold. So he can have all of the skills, but if he doesn't have the mental, the skills doesn't matter at all, because all you got to take is one person that just as skilled as you but has a better mental than you.
Well, let me say this real quick, man. Today's
You on
podcast
mute,
is sponsored.
Ohio.
My bad. I don't
Oh,
know
my
if y'all
bad. Oh,
got.
let me say this real quick before you go home. My bad. Let me say today's podcast is definitely sponsored by RayconGlobal.com. Go to RayconGlobal.com. Today's podcast is definitely sponsored by them. Also want to give another shout out to one of our sponsors, man, The Breakfast Box. If you are in the Akron Canton area, make sure you stop by The Breakfast Box, home of the Breakfast Dog, the world famous strip of grits. And don't forget, at this place, they have won the Taste of Akron 3 years running. So this is one of the best, I would call it, soul food slash diners in the area. Make sure you stop by the Breakfast Box. Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead.
No, he nailed it on the head when it comes to the mental. I remember not too long ago I just went back and watched the fight with Jared Anderson because Coach Prentice, his new trainer,
Mm-hmm.
that's Tiger's coach. He hit me up and he said, "Marcus, go watch the fight." And I said, "I was watching the ringside." He said, "No, you didn't hear the commentary and you didn't see Jared complaining. Go watch it." And he told me to go watch it, and I went and watch it. And the mental, definitely, that's where the sabotage comes in. He was complaining. He was talking about how he didn't want to be there. He trying to get this dude. He don't want to go 10 rounds. And every time Prentice gave him instructions, it's like he had answers for it. Oh man, he go to the body. Man, I'm trying, but this is this and this and this. And it's like a lot of talk back, man. And it's crazy. And I think Prentice didn't tell me anything. He just wanted me to see that. Just see it from my own eyes. So he didn't tell me what to look for. I saw those things. So it was just
That
like,
was that young guy that was talking
what? What
in
do
the
you mean?
corner.
Yeah.
Prentice,
Yeah, Prentice Jr. Yeah, he's
that that brother can coach. Because
yeah,
what
yeah.
I heard him say,
That's Tiger's trainer.
what I heard
Yeah.
him say in the corner was, go up under the arms, bam, bam, was basically showing him, not just saying it, showing him how to do it.
Yeah,
And
Mm-hmm.
the thing that stuck me a little bit was that my man Jared said, "I don't want to keep hitting elbows." That's
that
cool.
was crazy.
But I'll say this, man. Jared Anderson is going to do great. We putting too much pressure on him. The fact is this: when he fought Bacola, he had a way out of there. He could have just laid down, went to bed. But you know what he did? He kept getting up, kept getting beat to death. The dude tried to knock his head off his body.
Yeah.
Did he stop? The dude tried to knock. Did you Ohio? The man tried to knock the man's head off his body,
Yeah,
and
I
he
said
kept
that.
getting
I
up.
said he can't. He was fighting there. He wanted to.
He
He
kept getting
wanted
up,
to.
and me and you both know have seen guys quit for less.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
we seen it. My guy, who I thought could be the next Roy Jones Jr., Ben Whitaker, played dead when he went over them ropes.
that
Ben Whitaker played dead when he went over them ropes.
was
Hey, Free,
crazy.
didn't you see it?
My man hurt the
Free.
wrong leg he landed on, boy.
That
He
brother,
landed on the one leg and then was grabbing the other.
He put
That
a
the
boy
lot of
brother,
started
the
pressure on
turning
brother
him, but
laid
around out.
down, man. He laid down. It
That
was
was
crazy.
nasty. That was nasty.
but I do hope. I hope Jared is able to overcome this, man. But I am like, I'm gonna be a realist. I watch these fighters. I watch them come up, And you know, you got to be cautious. I'm not. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not as fast to say he just gonna win this or he gonna do this as I did the first 9 fights going into it. So it's a journey, man. It's still a journey, and I agree with you. You know, there's a lot of people that's gonna jump off the wagon. Uh, you know, but you're gonna have your loyal ones too, man. But I don't get mad with the criticism because that comes with success. It definitely does, man. So I actually know I understand that. So you said shit. Abdullah was getting I was getting so many inboxes with Abdullah being chinny and all that, bro. Shoot, they couldn't wait to see vulnerability just on Abdullah. So it's part of the sport, man. I know how to handle it. So I'm rooting for Jared. Always will be.
They
Yeah,
hated on
and
Abdullah.
he and I feel what you're saying because you know what, it's unfair to say that Abdullah's chinny. He just went right down. I don't know. He must have caught the Holy Spirit or something because that brother went right down.
It wasn't
I
even
don't
like
know.
that, bro.
I don't know what people say, but that's good for him. He got up, then he stopped the guy. But let me ask you guys this:
And don't forget to mention that he was super sharp in his last fight.
Yeah.
against the Amazon Flex driver, yeah, he
I don't
was.
care who it was against.
Oh, come on,
He
people.
was.
I
He
don't care
was.
who he was.
Come
He was
on.
sharp in it. He did what he was supposed to do against a guy that worked at Amazon or whatever you just said.
Well, can I let me say
Yo,
let me
yo,
say
yo,
this because
wait. Don't we got somebody in a fly ass hat up here as a special guest? Let's go on and ask him some questions, baby boy. Hey, what you think about the sitcom or the soap opera that is the Floyd Schofield show? What's your
Hate it.
thoughts on that?
I hate it, man. I really do hate it. It's more about his PR team, and part of his PR team is his father. I said the same thing about Devin Haney with his dad. Devin Haney's father uh, made the situation worse with some of the things he did, antics, when it came to Devin Haney. But back to Floyd, where we were talking about Floyd, I think his dad, even jokingly, was saying certain things, uh, and Schofield had to say my dad was just trolling. Like, bro, it's a time to troll and it's time not to. And for now they said the hospital said he was fine. I don't know if he was trying to make weight, whatever it was, but and I'm not saying that he purposely did this to not fight. I'm not saying that at all, but it just don't look good. And there are stories of fighters who fake injuries to get out of situations, man. So if he want to redeem himself, he gotta want to take that fight with Shakur again or try to reschedule it or something, bro. It does not look right. But yeah, when it comes to the overall picture, no, don't like what his father is doing. He really making a villain out of Floyd, man. He making a villain out of Floyd.
man, your brother. I'll just say this: your brother's ice cold. Your brother's ice cold because man, Scored Field Jr. is my friend, man. So I don't know what y'all talking about. Mistakes happen. I don't know what happened, but I think it was a mistake. I'm gonna just say that. I'm gonna just
I
say
heard a
that.
song a long time ago said you got a friend in Jesus, man. I don't know if Floyd is Jesus, but hey, he did say some libel and some slanderous stuff and said that was trolling.
And he
I never knew
apologized.
slander and libel was trolling, but I digress.
Well,
Mm.
hold on. We got a guy say he don't like. Hold on, we got some background. Hold on 1 second. We got a guy who said he don't like blacks, Muslims, whatever. Ryan said everybody, and people still can't wait to make a fight with Ryan. Still can't wait to do business with Ryan. So I don't want to hear that selective outrage, bro. You can miss me with that selective outrage. I'm gonna just be honest with you, bro. At the end of the day, he made a mistake. The only person who was perfect, he left 2,000 years ago. So he made a mistake. It was corny. Let's move on. I'm not gonna slander the man because guess what? Guess what? He's still my brother. He's still your brother. And I want to see Kid Austin do great in boxing. He had a bad run. That whole thing was corny. It all looked corny. Let's just call it what it was corny. But he's not the first dude to look corny. He won't be the last. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
I'm gonna tell you one thing: Oscar De La Hoya is happy because he never wanted this fight to happen anyway. So that he wins at the end of the day because he didn't want Floyd to take that fight. And I want to tip my hat off to Floyd for taking the fight, even though he didn't get the fight because something had to really be up for him to accept because he wanted the fight. Man, they signed a contract. I don't think you go all the way over there and then all of a sudden you just want to jump out. I personally don't believe that, especially being the biggest payday of your career, all of a sudden you just don't want it. I don't think he, he sabotaged it purposely. Um, but shout outs to him. I do want to see him bounce back, man. But because look what Shakur going through. Look what he's going through when it comes to people trying to fight him. You know what I mean? So it's difficult sometimes, man, to try to get these
Ohio,
guys.
they scared of that Puerto Rican man. I'm gonna keep it real. They scared of that dude. I gotta give him his prop. They scared of that dude. I ain't
Mhm.
never seen so many people not want to fight him. But while I got you here, man, I got the angriest man in the YTBC, my man Hot Rod. He's not gonna cuss today, man. Straight out of LA, man. Hot Rod, what do you think about all this, man? What do you think about the whole Kid Austin thing saga going on? What you think, bro? Oh, is my man Hot Rod
This
there?
is new. It's new because I never experienced it before. But it's kind of corny. But at the same time, I can't give it an opinion because another fighter on the same card pulled out for damn near the same reason. He was sick. So we really don't know. We gotta wait till the paperwork come out. All we're doing is just going off of rumors of he say, she say. So I don't know, to be honest.
I feel you on that, man. I just want to say, man, Allah Akbar, man. Salam alaikum to my brother Clarence, man. Peace to you, man. Um, but I want to ask you guys something that's even more important. When you see a guy like Tank say, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna fight Devin." Do you think this opens the floodgates for us getting bigger fights now? What do you guys think?
You talking to me
I
first?
don't.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
everybody, but yeah, we always gonna start with you though. Go
well, I
ahead.
didn't. I didn't hear him. What is an
I don't.
article that said that Tank said he wanted to fight the best now or something? I don't know.
Well, he said he was open to fighting Devin Haney. I'm saying with one of the top guys wanting to fight the top, fighting the top guy, and you got 2 pound for pound champions in uh Terrence Crawford and Canelo fighting. Do you think we're gonna just get a renaissance of everybody fighting each other now? Because
I hope.
it looks like we headed that way.
I hope because I've been always criticizing Tank when it comes to that. I think when he first started to come in, yes, the promoters is the power. They're gonna build you up, but once you establish superstardom and start getting a lot of recognition, it's up to you to start wanting to make bigger fights. And I think he has earned that. He's earned the right to say, "Give me this fight," instead of the advisors always want to give him the easiest routes. A lot of these fighters go through that. They have advisors which use scare tactics and certain things of that nature for them not to fight certain people. I'm pretty sure Oscar De La Hoya was saying that to Floyd Schofield. He was trying to say that the dude was a baby. He was trying to downplay Floyd, and he said, "No, I still want that fight." So that's why I say, shout out to him for still taking the fight, even though his promoter was advising him not to. Canelo did this a couple times too. So, but when it comes to Tank, I want Tank to be able to look Leonard Ellerbe, Floyd Mayweather, or Al Heyman, whoever is over there on that side, and say, "Give me this fight," because he is the A side. There is no excuses. You the
Hmm.
A side. You the one that's supposed to go out there and make and present the offers that's reasonable for these guys to accept. Most guys are going to accept sometimes lowball offers because they're fighting you. That is the prize. Floyd used to do it all the time. Andre Berto, 1.5. Marcos Madonna, 1.5. And the first thing he say to them, "This is the most money you have ever got in your life, and you on pay-per-view." That's the sell pitch. That's the sell pitch. We're going to fight. So he just got to be able to make the fights that he want to make. He has to tell them. So this is going to be the first time from what y'all, based on what y'all was saying, I haven't heard him say that, so that's good. But it will be the first time that he make fights that he wants instead of the fights that everybody want to fight him. He demands the fight. He the one fight the one that everybody feel like is a 50-50. I want him to grab one of those type of 50-50 fights for him. So that would
That's
be
a good point. I like that, man. That was a pretty thoughtful answer, man. I appreciate you. That you know what that I wouldn't expect that from a brother from the Yo, but that was a great. That was really that was great right there, man. That was gold. But let me ask you this, Free. We got the Puerto Rican in the house. I want to ask this, and then I'm gonna ask Howard. Rod, then I'm gonna go to my man Crush, and then Tommy, and then my man Price. So after what we seeing now in boxing, does this kind of prove with Turkey losing guys that Turkey's human? Because I don't think he did a good job of having backups. What do you guys think about Turkey not having proper backups for fights if they fell out?
No, it shows his inexperience to putting on fights because if he's new, relatively new in putting on fights, he never had to worry about anybody pulling out. before, because all the guys fought that the cards that he made. He didn't have any guys to pull out um, until last year when Shakur had pulled out because of his hand injury, and now we seeing these two guys end up pulling out in this fight here. So when he had that, like even the Shakur fight, he didn't have a backup, so they just canceled that whole fight. He didn't have a backup. So Joe Cordina didn't fight at all. It was just Shakur went to go get his surgery, and Joe Cordina went home. So it just shows his inexperience. Maybe if he get some more people that's willing to fight on the rehab season, and he gets some more people that shows him the ropes of, like, hey, you got to have these guys right here just in case something happens. Maybe he'll get better at it, because a lot of times what some of the older promoters do is they have multiple guys that fight in the same weight class fight just in case somebody that pulls out that you really want to have that card, I mean that fighter fight, so his opponent pulls out, where you could take one of those other guys that's on that opening bout. You say, you know what? We're going to go ahead and scratch this fight. We're going to move you into the co-main, or we're going to move you into the main event, because they fight in the same weight class. So once he get that experience under his belt, he probably be a little better at it.
So what you think about it, Hot Rod? I want your opinion on it, my brother. Took my man, let's talk about it. Salute, brother.
I think it don't have anything to do with Turk because it's out of his control. From everybody's human, so if you get injured or if you get sick, then it's it's like it's your body. So it's like I don't think it has anything to do with Turk. But as far as what Free is talking about, I agree that he's inexperienced, but I also disagree when he says that he like he probably can't get the fighters over there. I disagree with that. I think that Turk calls anybody, they're gonna show up because they know they're gonna get paid. So I disagree with that, but I can't blame Turk for another man's body not working out to where he can't fight. I can't blame Turk for that.
So what you think about it, Prize?
I think it's the fighter's fault with the boy just said. That's on them. How can it be on Turkey? He didn't make them get sick or pull out no fights. He money, you know what it is. When you come to rehab season, you're getting paid. So that's not on Turkey. But I do agree with Free when he's inexperienced. Now that I don't got nothing against. But yeah, it's that's on them fighters. Like I don't know why they pulled out. Dubois. I don't know. Like we got to just get more information. Everything right now is speculation, bro. So it is what it is. But I'm pissed. Like I know brothers like Dub Right Side is pissed that Shakur is not fighting Kid Austin, and I'm pissed that Dubois and Parker ain't rumbling. So I'm annoyed, but it is what it is. We got to just see what happened and what went down, and then that remains to be seen. Other than that, I'm kind of salty, but show must go on.
What you got on the question, Tom?
Go ahead, Tommy.
I think it's a combination of the two things, but mostly on the fighters. If the fighters are pulling out, you can't help it, especially certain situations where, people pulling out and they saying all kind of other reasons. Sorry about that noise, but why they're full of pull out, but then they come up with something else. So it doesn't look like it's been genuine. It looks disingenuous. Now, the food poisoning, if that is a problem, then, you got to actually scale that stuff to make sure that everything is going through screening so that people, when they eat the food that you might provide for them or that they have for them over there as a courtesy to the fighters coming over there and being in the car, is checked out and okay. And I think
But let me
right
ask you this though, Tommy. Just to put this on, they over there eating Aladdin's. We all ate at Aladdin's, man. I don't think the food is that bad, bro. I don't think you can get food poisoning from no doggone goat meat or nothing like that. What you
I don't
think?
even know if it is food poisoning, but I'm saying if it is food poisoning, then that's something that they got to make sure they monitor, because hell, you can get food poisoning. You want to make sure that if you're providing food for people, that it's been screened and checked off and it's certified.
It ain't
Likewise, I
food
mean the
poisoning.
thing, huh?
It ain't food poisoning. The
Oh,
man,
okay.
the man was just dehydrated, because Eddie Hearn came out and did an interview. I think it was earlier today or yesterday, and the Kid Austin's father somewhat backed up what Eddie said. He came back and was like, they ready to fight now. Well, the British commissioner said they can't fight. They just got hospitalized. He can't fight now. And so it wasn't food poisoning, because if it was food poisoning, he wouldn't be ready to fight a couple of hours later. It was mainly because he was dehydrated. He was trying to make the weight and he wasn't able to make the weight because they had to weigh in Wednesday and then they had to turn around and weigh in again on Friday. So it was because he was struggling to make the weight. He got dehydrated and he pretty much passed out.
Okay, well, see,
that's what about Daniel Dubois?
Yeah.
What was his reason? Because I heard he got sick. I don't know how he got
No,
sick, but whatever.
Dubois was literally sick. Dubois, I don't know if his was food poisoning. I know he did get sick. It could be some other type of illness, but he literally did get sick. They came out and said, yeah, he was sick and he's not going to be able to make it. But with Kid Austin, it was because Kid Austin was trying to make weight and he wasn't able to make weight.
One thing we can say is that when it was reported and things went out, he made quick action to get people to back up. So you got to give him some credit for that, because one of those fights was a fight that people would actually like to be on the main card. So, he's doing what he got to do in that regard. But, you can't help when people get sick if they're getting sick naturally. But if it's because of some nutrition or nourishment or some stuff like that, then they got to do a better job of screening stuff like that. But I don't know what's going on, so I can't really comment. So
I'll just say
I
this,
don't know.
man. Bacoli, you don't never want to fight no big angry dude like that unless you got a baseball bat. What you think about all this, Chris?
Man, it is what it is. Well, let me start. Big Baby, he got some work to do. I'm gonna say that. I'm not gonna make it long drawn. He got some work to do. And Bacoli's gonna go in and do work, and everybody in the heavyweight division got something to worry about getting in there with Bacoli. Every last one of them. No heavyweight is excluded into proven otherwise. I like the way Bacoli looks. Far as everything else, it is what it is, and I'm just I sit back, I stay in my lane, and I accept things the way they are. And what's going to happen when guys get in the ring. That's all I worry about. Care about nothing else.
I want to ask somebody something real quick before we go back to another question. Now, my man Hot Rod, I want to ask you a question, man. One thing about you, man, I want to know what's the one thing that's making you upset in boxing right now. Because one thing about you, man, you always pick out stuff I never thought about. What's got you upset right now in boxing, man?
To be honest,
Go ahead.
a nigga just stopped giving a fuck. Like,
yeah, crazy.
I got better things to do in my life, bro. Like, these niggas don't want to fight, so be it. Niggas got better things to do in life, man. Like, it's getting old of keep going talking about the same shit every day over and over. It's like a female nagging, you know what I'm saying? that shit gets old, it gets old. Like, at this point, I'm over it, BVO. I'm over it. If a nigga don't get to fight, hey, oh well. Nigga get to fight, cool. Like, niggas is over it, man. Like, it is what it is. That's really how I feel now.
I can't be mad, man. But let me ask you guys this. What do you guys think about, I was reading this article. They were saying they want to have AI judging going forward in boxing. They're going to be using that on the Bivol versus Beterbiev card. You think that's good for boxing to have more AI involved? We're going to start with
No.
you, Ohio.
No.
Why not?
We're really
That,
gonna put the hands in an AI?
Nah,
No.
AI is not good because the AI can't tell and can't see the effect of a punch. Like, you can see the effect of a punch. Like, Bibble might hit Arthur with a nice shot, and Arthur feels the effect of it. But Arthur hit Bibble with a nice shot. AI just going to count as, okay, one shot landed. But it's the effective of a shot, the effectiveness of a shot that gives you a little more edge than the other person, because yeah, both of y'all landed a shot, but his shot was more effective than his shot. So I don't like the AI because the AI doesn't have a feeling, so it can't tell the expressions that's going on in real time of what's going on and how he's affected by that shot compared to how he's affected by his shot.
Absolutely, I agree. That's kind of hard. That's a no-brainer. You just said everything I was gonna say. You really can't. The AI doesn't know the effects. The AI will score a shot for you when it landed on the elbow or on the back of his head. Is those landed as scoring shots? I mean, because just because a guy's landing shots don't mean he's scoring. So it's you have to be able to have discernment as a judge to know what's going on and see that. So yeah, I definitely don't like that. Even with copybox, I've never trust copybox. People try to use copybox sometimes to win a debate, or hey man, you didn't watch the fight. No, the copy box doesn't always tell the story either. So it comes. That's why you need three judges to watch these fights, man, and know what they're actually looking at. So no, the AI, I think no, man, that's not a good. I mean, they trying something. I get it. But what we need to do is be able to have question these judges after fights, put more pressure on these judges, because that will change the outcome of these fights, man. When you are allowed to question these judges for their scoring cards, there's no accountability. They can just do whatever they want and walk off to the sunset to the next fight.
Well, I'll ask you guys this. Do you think the score needs to change? Because they've been doing the same scoring for the last 70 years, where they sit pretty far away from the ring with not the best angle. Do you think that needs to happen?
I've been told you that needs to happen. I've been told you they need to watch them on a monitor so they can see everything like what we see. Because sometimes them judges, we be at home watching the fight on pay-per-view and we see something and the judge and the referee didn't see it. They need to bring in instant replay so we can see if a cut or a slip and a knockdown happened or did it happen. It just needs to be all kind of different rules. But since everybody's an independent contractor, it's the wild, wild west. So the AI is bogus. All the brothers is right. How you going to score a clean, effective punch? Like Free said, you might land a shot on the elbow or the back of the shoulder or something weird, and we gonna count it the same. But if my guy if Bibbles landing straight right hand leads, that's clean and effective. How's the AI gonna see that? So that's bogus. But like OG Crest said, it is what it is.
Yeah, you know what I will say? I hate to hear so many brothers deflated, especially my man Hot Rod and Crush when it comes to. I can tell you guys just had enough of the foolery of boxing. But the thing I'll say is this: I think AI is good because you always want to add the latest and greatest technology to whatever you're doing. I think our sport is lacking a lot of instant replays, a lot of help for the referees because sometimes they get it flat out wrong. One of the fights in particular, I remember they tried to give Floyd should have given him a draw when he fought Canelo. Nobody with a brain would have knew that. But if you would have had AI would have probably gave Floyd a shutout. But I don't know, man. We keep seeing so many robberies in boxing. Like we seen Osaki Foster get robbed versus Casasiao. We all know Osaki won that fight. But back to boxing. What do you guys think about Tank if he doesn't get a big fight looking to fight Osaki Foster? You think that'll be a good fight for Tank?
Him
I
keep bringing
think
guys up from 130 to 135.
Yeah, he want to be undisputed at 130, I think, but he want to be at 135.
No, man.
I mean, I like if it's because he can't get a big fight, I mean I ain't got no problem with it. Osaki might need to go to 135 anyway. He been at 130 too long. He
Can you
might need to go to
imagine?
135 anyway.
Hey, not to
But
cut you off, can you imagine a A-side fighter who's supposed to be the face of boxing can't get a fight? I mean, I can only imagine if we said Canelo can't get a fight, Floyd can't fight who they want to fight. That is beyond crazy to me, man. He can fight. He should be able to fight the guys he want to fight. It's just up to him to put the foots on the neck. His advisors is the ones I personally blame. I think Tank will fight anybody. It's his advisors that has to really let him be able to be like, hey, I want to fight. So I don't blame Tank. I don't put it all on Tank. But now I think he has the ability to make a fight whenever fight he wants to. He has earned that. So that's just what I think about it.
yeah, I just think, I mean, you got to also put the same onus on the other guys too, because for what I heard for years is Tank, all he got to do is send an offer. He the A side, Tank sends the offer. All Tank got to do is send an offer. Well, we done saw and we done heard that Tank has sent offers and these guys are not taking the offer. So we can't put everything on Tank. We gotta put it on the blame on some of these other guys as well. But I want to see him fighting these other guys as far as in and around his weight class. I mean, if he gets to Oshaki Foster fight, so be it. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not gonna get bent out of shape because it is what it is. They're gonna do whatever they want to do anyway. Is it a fight that I prefer to see? No, I don't prefer to see it. But is it a fight that I'm not gonna watch? Nah, I think it'll be a good fight because Oshaki Foster can fight. He ain't no bum. He can fight. I think it'll be a good fight. But I prefer to see him with Keyshawn, Shakur, Williams Zapata, Devin, Tio, um, Antoine, Dagon El Rayo, one of those guys, and somebody else from the 140 division. I'd rather see him with one of those guys, but if he can't get him, so be it. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys are making great points. The only thing I can say about boxing is I'm just a little nervous about where it's going because I don't see there being a discerned effort to make big fights. With the UFC is kind of declining a little bit. I think we should be trying to step on the gas so we can catch up to UFC, but I don't know what's going on. I'm hoping that Jake Paul can come say it today because I think if Jake Paul would have fought Canelo, he probably could have did 2 million buys. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah, they would have did. The numbers would have been crazy. I said this a couple years ago about Jake and Canelo. They would have did great numbers. Period. Jake is just bringing a lot of eyes, man. My son don't watch boxing, and I'm and I've been in boxing over 16, 17 years, and he doesn't watch it. But when Jake got put on boxing gloves, I didn't know who Jake was. My son knew who he was, and the only reason why my son got interested, not only just watching Jake, watching other fighters, my son was picking their outfits. He'd sit there and say, "Oh, that dude's outfit nice. I'm picking him." So that's how he stayed interested in watching the fighters
Yeah.
by looking at who had the best outfits. So and leading up to watching Jake in the main event, you get what I'm saying? So he's only 13, and he talks boxing when it comes to Jake. So he's had an effect for darn sure, man. So uh, I think we need to get back to doing things by the book too, man. We got a lot of guys that's not signed that should be getting opportunities as well. We got a lot of guys that should be ranked. That's not ranked. We just had a story about my boy Albert Bell, who was the number one mandatory for damn near a year and a half, almost 2 years, and the WBO stripped him of it because they said, "Well, we couldn't get nobody to fight you." Not once did y'all mandatory anyone or the champions that was at 130 at the
Hmm.
WBO. Y'all played Albert, and now he has to move up to 135, which he's still a threat. Uh, I actually had a couple videos coming out that I put out there about Brad Goodman. He's the matchmaker at Top Rank. He said Shakur didn't take the offer. Jamel Herring didn't take the offer. Navarrete didn't take the offer. All those guys avoided Albert Bell, and I get it. Some people might say, "Well, who is Albert Bell?" And uh, they probably still beat him. And it's the fact that a guy needs to get his opportunity. You shouldn't be 27-0 with 10 KOs and you can't get the fight when you're in the mandatory. Charles Conwell going through the same exact thing at 154. They have to be more strict with these rankings and be fair and giving these kids opportunities that's deserving. Not just politics, moving guys into the rankings because their manager is able to pay and all this other nonsense.
Yeah, and
I think they all should
those are
be
the stories.
investigated by the FBI, all of them.
Those are the stories that I hear on a regular basis that makes me agree with my decision of always keeping my pound for pound with no accolades in there. I don't care about the accolades because, like you said, some guys get opportunities that other guys don't get. So just because he got accolades, well, this guy could have got the accolades, but they never gave him an opportunity to fight for it. So
Yep.
what makes me say that his skills not as good as his skills or his skills not better because he got accolades? Nah, that's why I don't go by accolades.
I agree. I'm gonna say this too. It's not just Albert Bell and Charles. I look at other fighters. I got a relationship with Rashidi Ellis. He went through that for the longest with Golden Boy. I'm like, he is too talented. And let me tell you that they do these fake offers too. A lot of people don't really they fall into the bait when they see offers, but some of them are bait offers where they're not really trying to fight you. They have put it out there in the headline and have guys write stories that hey, we sent an offer. And the moment you counter because they lowballed you, they already got another fight that they're going into. So Rashidi Ellis went through that with Virgil Ortiz. I was putting the pressure on Golden Boy's neck for Virgil and Rashidi. Y'all are 147. They on the same playing field. They both with the same company. Why is Rashidi fighting rematches is with Gomez and he done knocked him out, beat the dude easily. Now you rematching him. He has to knock him out. And I see this stuff and I'm like, what is going on? So when I found out about the negotiations, they tried to say that Rashidi Ellis ducked Virgil. It was crazy because as soon as they put that out there, guys, they released Rashidi.
Yeah.
They released him, trying to so they can save face of what they were already doing with Virgil. And if you follow De La Hoya, he don't like putting his Mexican fighters against black fighters. It was Ryan Garcia who made the Tank fight. It was De La Hoya saying, I don't like this fight. Even Leonard Ellaby said De La Hoya didn't want to make that fight. Oscar Canelo, when it came to Laura and Austin Trout, y'all can look this up. Austin or De La Hoya wasn't for him to fight. They didn't want those fights. So the writing is always on the wall when it comes to this guy, which Austin Floyd Schofield had to tell De La Hoya, no, I'm not a baby. I want to fight Shakur. So I never really see him pushing these black fighters into big opportunities. And I don't want to make it about race, but it's a lot. It goes across the board with a lot of guys that's skillful who just don't get these opportunities. So, but when it came to Rashidi, he went to PBC and then they had a downcline, and I hated about that because he fought Villa. But guys like that to me there's a lot of skillful guys who just don't get the opportunities, and then the politics play the games that they try to play. So we just have to speak out. But that's one of the things I would love for it to change, man. Is the guys who are deserving getting opportunities. And it's
You just put that jacket on Oscar?
It is about race.
Hold
It is about
on. Hold on. You put that jacket on Oscar? The dude who always with all the black people?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Hey,
You talk
Blair,
about reaching, man.
I got
I'm
a
gonna have
good
to call you
relationship
Lance Armstrong.
I'm gonna bring Blair up here, man. I'm gonna have to bring Blair on here, man. I'm gonna bring a couple fighters on your stuff too, because I got a good relationship with Blair too. And Blair had to take them to court. But Blair, a lot of people didn't even know Blair. We hardcores, but a lot of people didn't know Blair was with Golden Boy. Blair was promoting himself better than Golden Boy. That's a sad thing, man. That's sad. And they let him go.
But you talking about Oscar De La Hoya?
Yeah, that's my guy. Yeah,
His right
Oscar's a
hand
legend,
man.
man.
His
He's a
right hand
legend.
man's Bernard. His other right hand man, Sugar Shane Mosley. Come on, bro. We talking about De La Hoya. Hot Rod, man, get him, man. Hot Rod, get him, man. This
Hot
dude
Rod
talking
then
about De
dipped
La
out.
Hoya.
Hot Rod then dipped out because he capped all the way out.
He capped all the way out. Oh, he did say he'd be right back. My bad. I didn't see that. I can't believe you just said that about De La Hoya. Hey, Price, tell this man about De La Hoya, man. Somebody
I
get this
agree
guy.
with him. I agree with him. It is about race.
I,
And what he
I already
said,
told
what
you what it
Ohio
was.
said was 100% right. I don't got to clean that mess up. I mean, De La Hoya is a mess. He don't want his boys in there with the Mexicans, all dating back to Laura. He ain't want them to fight Trout. He didn't want them to fight Laura. He ain't want. It's a bunch of black fighters,
How many?
and it is what it is. But Oscar is notorious for that. Now, I'm not talking about Oscar De La Hoya, the fighter who fought some black fighters. I'm talking about
Some.
Oscar De La Hoya, the promoter, is a scumbag and a snake, and
Hold on.
he's not a good promoter, bro.
You have me like blood man, man. You out of order, man. You can't talk crazy. You can't talk
He ain't
about
a
De
good
La Hoya.
promoter, bro.
Yeah, no,
He's not.
I will agree. I
He's a
mean,
good fighter. He gave the brothers
we
paydays
saw
free.
we saw
This is a sick Negro.
out here talking about where is Speedy Rashid Ellis. We didn't see. Remember, Speedy Rashid Ellis didn't fight for a long time until Tank Davis put him on his undercard when he had Jerome Buzin, Boo Boo Andrade, and Speedy Rashid Ellis. That's when we saw Speedy Rashid Ellis again. He wasn't fighting for a while. He was trying to
Facts.
get out of his contract with
But you
Golden
blame
Boy.
the Golden Boy?
He was trying to get out of his contract because Golden Boy wasn't giving him any fights. He wasn't
Right.
giving him fights. He was fighting. No, this man was fighting rematches as a prospect. Why are you fighting rematch as a prospect?
Mm-hmm.
That's
You're supposed to
bogus.
take a fight and move on to the next test, and then go on to the next test. This man is fighting rematch as a prospect.
Yeah,
I
you,
Nasty
wonder.
I'll
word.
give you that. But let
I
me
got
ask
it.
you this. Let me
Go
ask you
ahead.
this real quick before you go out. Hey, Crush, come in here, man. They dogging out Oscar, man. I know you know better about the great Oscar De La Hoya, man. Help us clear this up, Crush.
I don't
I
think
think
you want to do that. I don't think you want Crush to do that.
Yeah.
I think Crush fell asleep. Go ahead, Ohio. My bad. I think Crush fell asleep.
No. Rashidi. No. When I was talking about Rashidi, yeah, he got out of the contract. They didn't shoot. He wasn't fighting. They released him after
Right.
they put that out there. And I remember the writer Ryan O'Hare is the writer for Golden Boy, and me and him got into it. He followed me. It's nothing but love, but I told him, he put that out there, and me and him was having words, and I'm like, bruh, you said they sent him an offer, which was a low ball offer. When he countered, they never returned. They had went to another fight, and I think that's when Virgil went on, and I think he went on to get the Kovalevskis fight. But they had something already on the back. That was to save face in case somebody bring up Rashidi when they release him. See, that's what they do with the politics and on their side and their media. That's why when I run boxing media, I make sure that I'm giving my guys a fair shake, and when I'm talking about them because I know how this thing works. I know how they manipulate. I know how they lie, and you don't never hear two sides of the story. But I told Charles Conwell, and he'll tell you, when they first signed Conwell, I was 100 with him. I said, Charles, I know you excited. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I have yet to see Golden Boy take a black fighter up to the top and really promote behind him and push him. I have yet to see that. But I told him the reason why they
You see
signed.
Floyd?
Hold on. I
Man,
told him
come
the
on.
reason why they signed him. He was the number one mandatory at the time for the WBC. Charles was the number one. They got Virgil at 154 who just moved up. He can't get no title run right now. He's been running at 147 for the longest. Now he couldn't make that weight. So now how do we get close to this 154 title? Let's sign Charles since he's the mandatory. And he was on a layoff. So I thought they was gonna have him get that title until Earl moved up and they jumped him. They just jumped over Charles because of the politics. Earl ain't fought not one time. Go look at the rankings at the WBC. He's over Charles. They didn't skip a couple people over when he was that. So that's the politics. But they signed him for a reason. And now I'm putting pressure on Go to Boy to say, start using this guy. He's too talented for y'all to just sign him and send him in the back. Because Virgil's at 154, Charles Conwell's at 154. This is similar to Rashidi Ellis and Virgil. Put pressure on it. So I didn't have people that's from Cleveland that be in the back asking those questions to Oscar and Bernard about this, Rashidi. I mean, not Rashidi, but Charles and Virgil, man. So Virgil now is stepping up with Marginal. But see, the problem is if he fights him now, he can't go back. Fighting Charles is almost like looking like he's going back. You see what I'm saying? So they have to give Charles another some fights too with some names. How are you with Golden Boy and you're not getting the names? So that's just the problem I have with Golden Boy when it comes to that. I'm watching them very closely, but I criticize all of them, man. I just go by what I see, man. That's it. And
Because
I
Golden
also
Boy is
hold on. I
nasty.
also
They
wanted to say,
nasty.
let me say this too. I also wanted to say this earlier. Jaime McGee, they made sure he ducked Demetrius Andrade. It's a list of how Oscar run. He made sure when Demetrius was the mandatory, Jaime dropped the belt. Remember, he beat Saddam Ali. He was the champion, and he was the champion. He had 4 or 5 title defenses. And the moment Demetrius come and say knock knock, don't want the fight. The moment Jermell get the offer and the fight is finalized because Jaime McGee wanted the fight, Oscar shut that fight down. I wanted the zone in the fight. I wanted the zone to be a part. What are you talking about? Your fighter just agreed to the terms with PBC and they about to fight, and you talking about you want the zone to be a part of this agreement. You sabotage the fight, bro.
Well, I gotta push back on you, Ohio. You my brother and I love you, but to say that Oscar De La Hoya has never brought up a black fighter, I don't know if you ever heard of Floyd Joy Mayweather Jr. He did 15 fights for Floyd under Golden Boy. He became the biggest guy in boxing. So what we talking about?
Never.
Seriously.
So it was Oscar that did that for Floyd.
Floyd and Richard Schaefer. Floyd, Richard Schaefer, and
No,
Oscar.
no, 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 no. You
No.
said it was it Oscar? Was Oscar the one that
BBO,
got
you
Floyd to come
tripping?
fight? Oh, let me ask you a question because I'm listening to you. Was it Oscar to pick the fights for Florida, or was it Floyd to pick the fights?
It was Floyd that picked all the fights.
You can't say he did anything. He just fought
Yeah.
on that platform.
Oscar was still a fighter at that time too.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Oh, wow, I just told you Oscar is the one that made all his guys available to Floyd too. The whole roster.
It's still up to Floyd. He's the A side, bro.
I
What
mean,
fighter? What Oscar has to show us a fighter that he didn't sign and deliver, bro, and brought up. I'm talking about building up. We have yet to see that. We've seen it in Top Rank. I even said this with us, with Matchroom. We see it with Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn, bro. I'm gonna call it the way I see it. I have yet to see that. And here's the thing: I told Charles Conwell to get used to this. Charles Conwell got a fan-friendly fighting style, which is why I think that will work with him and Golden Boy. Why? Because he's gonna be in front of a lot of Mexicans. They're not headlining Charles. He's gonna be on undercards of Mexican fighters. So I said that's where it is. I can see it being okay for you. These is tough talks that you got to have with certain fighters, man, and I do that. Adrian Benton out of Cincinnati signed with Floyd Mayweather. People was congratulating him. I told him, not a good look. I don't think it's gonna work, brother. He's what Adrian Benton 8-0. He ain't fought in almost 2.5 years. Bro, Floyd wasn't promoting him. I never felt like Floyd was a good promoter when it comes to the fighters, and it looked like I was right. Hitchens left. Look at Lysandra Jones. She should be up there where Clarissa is. She was the first woman signed to TMT. He could have had Clarissa. So I'm not for all these companies have their ups and their downs, man. They have their pros and their cons. But I just call it like it is. You know, that's just what I see as the blueprint.
well, let me ask you this: since we're talking about that, what do you think about Clarissa Shields failing another drug test?
Who said? Where you get this info from?
You didn't see that she failed the drug test?
No, I ain't see she failed no drug test, man. Stop.
No, I'm serious. She failed the drug test. She was smoking weed.
So they said that was I didn't even see a report on that. Where was that?
It was a failed drug test. Go to boxing 24/7.
Yeah, they just said it today. It was a sample that she took on February 2nd after the fight, and they said she had marijuana in her system, and because it was in Michigan that marijuana is illegal for them to have it in their system, so she's suspended from the state of Michigan. So she can't smoke anymore. I mean, she can't have any more matches in her home state. She got to fight outside of Michigan.
For how long?
It didn't say.
6
They just said
months.
she. Oh, it said 6 months because I didn't see
6
the time.
months.
I didn't see the time frame.
Yeah, that ain't no punishment. I mean, she gonna take. That ain't
It's
really
gonna take her longer than 6
Now,
months,
what
man,
I
to get
will
her
say
hair
is,
braided.
what I will say is, do y'all think Papoose is a bad influence on her? Because she wasn't felling no drug tests until you got with Papoose.
Dang, that's a.
And he made her bigger though too. He made her bigger.
He made her get more recognition and fame. But yeah, I mean, two things could be true at the same time, brother. Two things could be true at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, dang, free. That was deep. I mean, that's a good point. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think they should take the belts from her though, man. If she popping dirty, man, they
Not for
can't
no
let people pop dirty.
not for no marijuana though, man. Come on, man.
You
We
don't
ain't
think
about to
so?
do that. Nah.
I don't know if they're going to take the belt from her or not, but they might. They might because you know how Carissa mouth is. You know how they feel about Carissa with her
True.
mouth. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
you
be
know her mouth is
surprised if
crazy.
I wouldn't be surprised if they take the belt from her.
Yeah, that'd be stupid, but whatever. They can have them. We know who the real champ is.
Right. Good. Have
Yeah,
somebody else fight for him and see if we watch it.
Then
yeah,
she can go in there and whoop that person real quick.
Because the heavyweight,
I wouldn't be
mm,
surprised though. But yeah,
She beat
I
that old
mean,
lady up bad
it's
though. So that was a
stupid
good fight.
to do that. Like that's how I show you how like dated boxing is. That they're failing people for
No, man.
weed.
Stay off the weed.
Man, come
Like
on,
my man
man.
Stephen A. say,
The
man.
NBA don't. The NBA don't. And the NFL, I don't think they get their guys anymore for that.
but
GP
that's not. But
salute.
this ain't the NBA
I get it.
or the
I get it.
NFL. You
Yeah,
got
that's
to follow
true.
the rules.
Yeah, I understand. I
my boy
Salute
totally
to my
Ricky,
man
my
understand.
boy
DS3
Ricky
in the
But
Williams
house,
said,
man.
nevertheless, what's right is right. Come on, bro.
No, I
yeah,
mean I
You
believe
smoking
she. I believe
and she and you right, Papoose. probably, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what he do, you know what I mean?
I
And
believe
she
she won the fight without a doubt. She won the fight, but you
that
got to
can't
follow the
enhance you. That
rules.
would help. That would make it worse.
You got to follow the rules
Well,
because
that's like being on coke, Ohio. Like remember when John Jones' toe was broke and he was high on coke and he beat the
yeah,
life out of Daniel Cormier.
Yeah,
yeah.
you gotta. Yeah.
You
I
gotta be
remember that.
careful, man, with them drugs, man.
Hey,
Hey,
I'm gonna say this.
it's just like where I'm at. Where I'm at, like marijuana is legal. You can smoke marijuana in the state of Maryland and in DC. But in my field, if you go and smoke marijuana and you go take your daggone urine test and you fail, you gonna get fired. You gonna get fired. Even though it's legal for the state, you gonna get fired because you ain't supposed to smoke.
My bad. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Ohio. My bad. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
my joint like that too, free.
Go ahead, Ohio. My bad. What were you saying, brother?
No. He was pretty much. I was just listening to him, but I was lost of thought. I forgot what I was about to say about it, but Clarissa Shields and Papoose, to me, it shows me that Papoose has a bigger influence on her. I mean, he's more of the head in that situation, which is good to see because I never heard her talking about having babies. I never heard this woman talking about having babies. Now she's talking about having babies now. So, she looked like she's starting to fade a little bit more away and start being more submissive, man. She want to have babies and be with this man. So he got a big influence on her right now, and that's good.
Ohio, it's cold out here, baby. You know it's cold out here, man. It's a lonely world, man. Them belts ain't gonna hold her, so she making the right decision, man.
Hmm.
Cause to be honest with you, man, she a superstar. She ain't got no kids. She 30 years old. She a superstar.
My father always told me a lot of single people have relationships during the wintertime and they break back up during the summertime. So we'll
Mm.
see what happened during the summer.
Well,
See
see,
how because she was just engaged and then all of a sudden I don't know what happened between her and the dude she was engaged to and they broke off. I don't know
I,
what happened.
I'm gonna say this. I hate to say it, but I wonder how many abortions she didn't have. Because if I'm messing with a Carissa, I don't think I'm pulling my brother. That's just me, but I know a few females boxers who done had multiple abortions. Man, it's kind of nasty, but nasty work. But
Yeah,
whatever float they boat. But it is what it is. But yeah, man, that's a
You
question
a
for me
wild,
personally.
Ohio, you a wild boy. You gotta be bring something back I ain't played in a while, man.
No did it. I said no did it. I say no did it. No did it.
That all year, man, till you did that. I had to play that
Hey, these
roasted
women
eye.
get down, man. Don't get it twisted. They get down, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
no,
that's a fact, man. That's a fact. But I always got to shout out my man Ohio coming through, man. I appreciate you, man. And I'll
Definitely.
say this, man, before we get out of here. I'm excited about the sport of boxing. It's going really great. Um, couldn't ask for more. But where can people find you, Ohio, other than you being an unofficial part of BVO, man? Where can they find you at, man?
You find me on Instagram, Ohio Run Boxing, Facebook, Ohio Run Boxing, and my name Marcus Nall. You'll find me on there. TikTok too. I'm just starting to do that. I got Twitter. I gotta get back into Twitter and start posting, man. I'm not multitask with the social media, man. So I gotta get better at that. But I'm on Twitter too. But yeah, that's where you can find me at, man. And eventually, I should be seeing you in Cleveland later in probably around June or July, man, for Abdullah.
For sure. But let me ask you this, man. When Bowman asked to put your hat on, man, how did that feel, man?
Man, it was dope. It was dope, man. It was the first time meeting him over the years, and we went to war. We done been. He know I support Terrence Crawford, but the moment he was fighting Sean Porter, man, it was all off, bro. It's Ohio versus everybody. You knew what it was, but it was all love. But it was all love, man. But to see him actually wear the hat, and he didn't know I had a fitted, like he didn't know it was fitted under here. So when he said
Yeah.
it, he's like, "Dang, you got a fitted cap? Like it ain't just something you just put on your head. It's fitted." But yeah, that's what he realized. But no, it was dope, man. It was really, really dope to see him. Now, something told me to record it as I was coming to him because he called me over there. Everybody's about around him. He's like, "Nah, Marcus, Ohio, about come here, come here." So I said, "Let me hit this record button," because some people ain't gonna believe what the encounter, how it went. But it was dope, man. It was definitely dope. He definitely showed a lot of love.
Yeah, he the new Ernie Futch, man. I got nothing but love for my man Bo Mac, man.
Yeah, that's my guy,
And
man.
I
In
heard he
fact,
undefeated when. Go ahead.
no, I said it almost gave me a change of heart to root for the pick Crawford during this Canelo thing, man. I don't think so, man. I don't think he can do it, man. So, but it
Yeah.
almost gave me a change of heart. I probably might leading up to the fight though. The closer
Oh
it gets.
man, Terrence ain't gonna win that fight. He too small, man. But shout out shout out my man Bernie, because I know Bernie got mad at me for saying that, but he too small, man. And he too small. He gonna probably get beat to death, man. Hey,
I'm rooting for
before we get
TC
out of here,
though.
man. Before we get out of here, I gotta say this, man. So this is a very sad situation. So a kid in Cleveland dug up a guy he was had an issue with. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If any kid is listening, don't do nothing stupid like that. Why would you dig somebody up who's dead? That's the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life.
He
And
dug
I'm
him
telling
up.
you, this is getting sick. Go ahead.
He dug him up
Yeah, they want to dug him up.
and did what?
They were trying to shoot a music video, but they got caught.
Oh no.
Yeah, PBO knows some wild people, and you're right. Two things can be true at the same time. 'Cause my man is a good dude, but at the time, he be clowning around at the same time, too. And that is BBO. But if you ever want some edibles, shrimp and grip flavors, you just gotta go to Cleveland, man, at the smoke shop, and my man got you covered. It's the BBO editions. Get you some.
All right.
Yeah, you know Thomas Hill done hit his head at the job, so ignore him. But I'll just say
I
this, man.
did. It gave me clarity of mind,
The
baby
sad
boy.
the sad thing is these young kids don't understand this stuff is not funny.
At
Um,
all.
no matter how you put it, no matter how you try to play it, digging somebody's grave up is the sickest thing I've ever heard in my life. And forgive me,
That's
as my
crazy.
grandma would say, God rest her soul. I laughed when I first heard it, but that was messed up. After I came to my senses and said, "Yo, that's wild. That's wild right
I
there."
want to know how many people was around him that was okay with it. Because I'm gonna be honest, that's not a thing black people do, bro. We don't. Even if, I'm pretty sure he was black, but we don't play with the graveyards, bro. We don't do that. We don't go in the
They
graveyard.
did that. They did that in Philly. One of them Philly rappers, YBC Dude. He did Young Boy. He did something like that. Where I don't know if he really did it, but he was like he shot a video, like BVO said they were shooting a rap video, and
Well, they shot
people
a rap video at his grave site. That's
we
different.
go look. Nah, well,
But what
he
they
was
did in
digging it
Cleveland,
up though too.
they
Go
tried
look
to
it
dig
up.
him up. They tried to dig him up, which is crazy.
That's to me. That's automatic. You asking for suicide because you definitely about to join when you do something like that to a loved one of mine. Like nah, you asking for it. You asking for it. That's too much, man. We had something happen in Columbus, but this was years ago. He didn't die. He died just shooting a video. He died shooting a video with real guns and he got shot accidentally and got killed.
You know, we invented that whole drill music stuff in the Midwest, which is sad. But I'll just say like this, man. Never in a million years, Mark, would I have thought you'd hear about somebody digging somebody up. That was just disgusting, man. So that's why I had to bring that up. And
Yeah.
whatever y'all boys doing in Cleveland, man, please stop. That's not funny. It's sick, man. It make you look like an animal, man. To dig somebody's. I'm gonna send you the video, bro.
Yeah, send that
I
to me. That's crazy,
I
bro.
ain't gonna lie to you, man. When I seen it, I was kind of mad at my homeboy for sending that to me because I ain't want that in my spirit. Like
Damn.
they tried to dig this dude up, man.
Hope he kind. Wish he would have came back like Tales from the Hood. Where were you? You should have came back on them niggas.
You go. On that note, man, it's your boy BVO. Shout out to my man Prize. Shout out to my man the Puerto Rican Prince. Definitely shout out to the chairman, my man Thomas Hill. Shout out to my man, dang, I just lost his name. Shout out to my man Hot Rod. Shout out to my man Ohio Runs Boxing, man. And we doing some big things over at BVO. We gonna have hopefully big guests coming more at Ohio Boxing, man. We gonna have him back on because the dude's a legend. He don't know it, but he a legend, man. Everything he doing, we appreciate him, man, because he putting on for the state, man. Forget the city, because one thing about Ohio niggas, they gotta stop saying, "Oh, I'm from Cleveland." Just say you from Ohio, bro.
Right.
Say you-
Hey, you
and
have a
on
good
that note,
story in
man,
the
we out
state,
here, y'all.
man.
Peace.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching BVO. And if you're down with BVO, subscribe, and join the community. Have a great night.